Welcome back to the Littlest Giant. I'm your host, Cassidy Dunshay, and I am happy to announce that this is the last episode of the Littlest Giant for 2018. So, for 2019, I'm going to change up my venue totally different. I will have my final scores, team lineups, and updates on my Twitter account, as well as an Instagram account and Facebook. But I'm going to do a deep dive docu-series on a plethora of athletes just to give you a different perspective of who they are outside of their athletic ability. To some people, it's controversy. To some people, it's a need to know. To some people, it's just in the fashion of just liking your favorite athlete and wanting to know more about them. Like, I love Beyonce, I love Jay-Z. And so when the world found out they were pregnant for the first time with Blue Ivy, it was exciting to all of us. You know, Beyonce, even though you don't know her personally, if you are her same age, within the same arena, I'm an 81 baby. I am from Louisiana. Her people are from Louisiana. So I identify with her on so many levels. I was a musician in college, not a dancer, but I understand the hard work that goes into performing, especially in front of 50 and 200,000 people. I didn't perform by myself. I performed marching in a band, but that's neither here or there. The point I'm trying to make is when you identify with certain celebrities, you do get excited about the personal things that they choose to share about their lives. Now, on another note, there are some people who I feel like have gained celebrity, but they gained it in the wrong sense, in the wrong way. And some of them need to be exposed for who they really are. I don't want to deep dive into that right now because we're going to start on that in 2019. But for the last show of the Littlest Giant for 2018, we're going to start off with our HBCU highlights, NCAA hoop highlights, final scores, and talk a little bit about some news with the NFL. So without further ado, here are your highlights for NCAA HBCU hoops.
And starting off tonight with HBCU sports, the SWAC, Southwest Athletic Conference, NCAA basketball, Grambling State University versus Alabama State University, Texas Southern versus Alcorn State, Prairie View versus Southern, and Jackson State versus Alabama A&M. And last but not least, in the HBCU lineup, Mississippi Valley State versus Arkansas Pine Bluff. All of these games will be played on the 5th of January, and that is it for your HBCU NCAA basketball lineup. Here is NCAA basketball final score for women's and men's basketball. We had Notre Dame to beat Lehigh 95-68. Mississippi beat Louisiana 104-36, and NC State beat Davidson 75-45. Belmont lost to Tennessee 76-84. California lost to Harvard 79-85, and Iowa lost to Michigan State 84-70. Arizona State lost to Arizona 39-51. Miami lost to Central Michigan 90-80, and South Carolina beat Furman 66-53. And last but not least, Binghamton lost heavy to Michigan 74-52. And that is your college NCAA hoops final scores. Thank you.
Now on to the news in the NFL. Another congratulations goes to Saquon Barkley. This young man just keeps making tons and tons of record-breaking situations. He is now tied, and I believe has surpassed Odell Beckham for the most catches in a rookie season. Odell got that in 2014, and Saquon is holding at 89 catches here in 2018. And as discussed before, he is the first since 1965, the first Pro Bowler from New York Giants as far as a running back is concerned to go to the Pro Bowl. And that's a long time, 1965 to 2018. That's a very long time. So congratulations again to Saquon. Although they did lose by 1 point to the Cowboys, Saquon made a huge difference in the game. And one of my favorite pictures here I'm going to post up is when he was leaping into the end zone to get the touchdown. He is an amazing athlete, and although he's going to have to sit at home and watch the playoffs from the side, It's cool. It's cool, man. Because your time is coming. And you've already made waves like crazy. So I can imagine the tidal waves you're gonna make. And I know that was a little lame. But still, I'm serious though. Like, I want him to understand that is how awesome he is. This man is really going to be making some serious heads bang next year. So congratulations, Mrs. Zaquan Barkley. Not just because you are an amazing athlete, but also because you play for an amazing football team, the New York City Football Giants, who I will always be a fan for, whether they lose or whether they win. So as the old folks used to say, put that in your pipe and smoke it. While we are still congratulating in the NFL, another congratulations goes to the Eagles. The reason why I want to congratulate the Eagles is for two reasons. Reason number one, a lot of people was talking mess about them being a fluke because they won the championship last year. I knew they weren't a fluke because I remember when they had Mike Vick. They were a phenomenal team back then, but it was always a hit and miss, always a hit and miss. However, it was a question of whether or not if their ability to win another championship was going to be as solid as last year. Well, with the help of the Bears dominating the Vikings, winning 24-10, and then also the Eagles playing against the Redskins and beating them 24-0. Poor Redskins, they had a horrible season this year, man. Woo! 17 injuries. Oh, wow. Okay, so all of that magic and mathematics has added up to them clinching a wild card spot. Yes. So they will be going to the playoffs. You know, not a wild card spot, I'm sorry. A playoff spot. They will be going to the playoffs. And I honestly believe that they're going to actually go to the championships again, to be honest with you, because they have a really good working chemistry with their team. I can't see them sitting at home. I don't think that's what they want. And Patriots haven't made that much noise this year. I mean, they do what they always do every year, cheat and lie. So that's neither here nor there. Put my feelings in. Come back on me. So, in some not so good news, Mr. Leonard Fournette and Mr. TJ Yeldon, they got in trouble this past weekend. Actually, Mr. Fournette has been in trouble this entire season. Outside of missing 8 games due to hamstring injury, ankle and foot injuries, getting into a fight at Buffalo, and TMZ catching him cursing out a fan and telling him, "I'm going to beat your ass." In the mix of all of that, the homie was sitting on the sidelines watching the game with what some people may perceive as a nonchalant attitude. But I'm kind of confused because when he left the game early, when they was getting dogged out by the Titans, they were saying that was nonchalant too. So it's like, he's damned if he do, he's damned if he don't. Let me tell you something I know. Leonard Fournette is straight out of New Orleans. If you know anything about people from the city, 9 times out of 10, if they know that they're gifted and talented and smart, and they already coming from the city, they don't give a fuck. Okay? And I really doubt that giving an F is on his list of what people think about him. Now, it doesn't mean that he can't be a gentleman at all times, but him sitting on the bench, whether he leaves the bench early, has nothing to do with him as a player. And I feel like that's unfair how people are trying to note that. As far as TJ Yeldon is concerned, his contract is up in March anyway, which is, let's go ahead and call January 1. So let's say it's only 2 months away. He's not coming back. So it didn't matter whether or not he was sitting there on the bench chilling or if he was playing dominoes or spades. It really did not matter. So I don't know why y'all was coming for them, but I feel like maybe when the owner, whoever he was, he made inference to it. I think he just was feeling pressure from the fans, but no. So basically, Mr. Fournette, he was plagued by a lot of injuries and just a whole bunch of just freakish, crazy stuff that was going on, man. Fighting and all that back and forth, but I guess he just, as they say, want to keep it real. He wants the fans to know, I appreciate your money, but I will still bust your ass. Dang! And lastly, but not least, for our last show of 2018, here are the final NBA scores for the game a few nights ago. Well, guys, that was a quick one. And that was just basically me making an attempt to put a video out for the end of the year because I'm excited to start my docu-series on deep diving. And I would like to announce my first athlete that I'm going to do a deep dive docu-series on, Mr. Kyrie Irving. So Mr. Kyrie Irving, we will be discussing you for a solid 15 minutes in 2019. And then I believe probably the last day of the week, I'll give you guys all the updates on bowl games and highlights and who's going for a golf purse and all that good stuff. And of course, as one season starts to dwindle down, another season will begin. So I'm really excited about the football season coming to a close, as well as I am also excited about the Sweet 16 and the Final Four and covering that. Okay, so before I let you guys go, here's information on the wild card setup. All right, here's our wild card. Then we have the division. And then we have the setup for the championship. That is all for me today, the littlest giant, Miss Cassidy Dunshay. I thank you guys so much for watching, even if it's for 3, 4, 5 seconds. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Cassidy Dunshay. A real website, a real Twitter account, and all that good stuff with the Littlest Giant as a prototype, as a actual brand, will be coming to you very soon. So everything that I've been doing so far has been leading up to me establishing myself as a true and genuine sports blogger, okay? So I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all of the good criticism, the bad criticism. It's all good. I want to thank everyone so much for supporting me again. I wish everyone a happy holidays and a safe holidays. And one more thing before I go. I have an amazing feeling about 2019. I feel like 2019 is my year. So much love and abundance and the best joy of the world is going to come to me this year. This show is going to be a huge success in 2019. And just a bunch of amazing things are going to happen for me. And they're going to happen for you too. Remember, your thoughts are things. They will manifest in your reality. So be careful of how you're thinking. If you want to be forgiven, you got to learn how to forgive. And no matter how hurt you are, turn that hurt into some good energy. Because there is somebody in the world that is suffering far worse than you. And last but not least, if you want love, you have to be loved. And this is not coming from a hypocrite. This is coming from someone who has failed numerous times, who has experienced the human capacity when it comes to mistakes. But it's all good, because when we're allowed to live to see another day, we get another chance to make things better, another chance to make them right. So to you and yours, a happy new year. To my family, the Carters, the Smiths, the Ricks, the Daniels, happy new year. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in 2019 with a deep dive on Mr. Kyrie Irving.